In today's video, we are going to build this live search filter functionality. I have a list of companies in Gotham City here, and as soon as I start typing, as you can see, my list is being filtered, and if I type something that doesn't exist, you get a notification that the company doesn't exist. Pretty cool functionality. You can see a lot on websites out there. And what's really cool, we are going to build this with both Vanilla and reactjs. So let's see how to make this. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I have my business.js file, which is an array of objects. Each object has an ID, a name of the company, and the company description. And this is what we will use to display our companies in the UI. And of course, I used AI to make this for me, which is my favorite use of AI before it replaces our jobs. But we're not gonna despair like some developers out there. We're going to be strong and to focus on coding. So let's first build this with Vanilla JS. Alrighty, so we're gonna use this businesses array to display these companies dynamically. And I hope that you knew this. You can import and export Vanilla JS files. You just need to declare on your script, when you are importing your script, you need to declare that it's type module. So this is how you can import and export your Vanilla.js files. So I have business.js and script.js scripts, and both are type modules. I have in my body, I have h1, I have my input, which is this search input. As you can see right now, it's not doing anything. Then I have my unordered list, which is the company list in which we are inserting all of these companies. And then I have a paragraph that we will use to display when the company doesn't exist. For now, it has a class of empty list, and it's by default hidden. And don't worry, I will provide a GitHub repo so you can have all of these styles if you want to follow along. So let's see our script.js. Like I told you, I'm importing businesses, which is my default export in this JS file, like here. And then I'm grabbing everything I need from the DOM and displaying these businesses dynamically. So for each business I'm importing here, I'm looping through, and for each of them I'm creating an li, give it a class of company. Then I'm creating h2 and give it the text content of business.name, and a p with the text content of business.description. And of course, I'm just appending h2 and p to the li, and I append li to the company list, which is our unordered list. This is how we got what we have on the screen. All right, so let's now start working on our search functionality. For that, I have a constant of search input. This is our input with the ID of search. So on that search input, I will add event listener, and I want to listen for the input event. When this event happens, I want to make a function that will do something. All right, let's see what this function will do. I will pass event object here, of course, and first I will get the value of the input. I will say constant, let's say search term. will be e.target.value. And for now, I will console log this search term to see what we are getting in our console. Let's make this a little bigger and open our console. Okay, right now if I start typing, I have G, I have A, and as you can see, my event is giving me the value of whatever I type in this input. Alrighty, that's good. So let's now I'm having my input value. Now I need to compare this with the company's names. All right. So now let's get these companies' names. Okay, so I will create another constant. I will say company name. And this constant will be, let me check, I have my company list, which is my unordered list. So on that list, I will use a query selector, all, and I'm going to grab, let me check my HTML. No, in fact, I'm inserting them through JavaScript. These are H2's company's names. So I will grab all of my H2 tags, just like that. Let me hit Alt Z. Okay, so now I have my search term and I have all of my company's names. So what I need to do now is to loop through my company names. Let's say here names because there are more. And I will say company names for each. And let's say for each name, I want to run a function that will do that. What? This function needs to compare if my term is included in the name of the company. So I need to have an if check. I will check if name that text content because these names are H2s. I'm grabbing those H2s. I need to check if their text content includes what? My search term. Okay. So I'm using includes method and checking if for each company, if their name includes our search term. But let's make this not case sensitive. Okay, so here I will say to lowercase because I want my search to be not case sensitive. Also here I will say to lowercase. And also what else I can do, I can trim this, use a trim function to trim this value because I want to remove empty spaces if the user enters empty spaces. Okay, so this is my if check. So now what happens if the name of the company includes these search terms? If it includes, I want to, in fact, I want to check if it doesn't include. Okay, so I will put exclamation mark. If it doesn't include, I want to add for each name, I want to add a class that will hide these companies. Let's check our CSS file. This is the class of hidden. I want to put this class, but I don't want to put it on the name, which is our H2. I want to put it on this li, which is its parent. So from my name, I will access parent node. And on that parent node, I will not clone it, but I will add a class. So class list dot add, and I want to add a class of hidden, just like that. And then I will have an else statement, and if this is not true, I will just remove this class of hidden. So I will say class list dot remove hidden. Alrighty, that should do it. That should make our search possible. So let's hit save and test this out. I will say A, C. As you can see, now I have only 3 companies. A. Now I have only 2 companies. Now I have only 1. And now I don't have any companies. Awesome. Now we need to make sure to, when we don't have any companies in our search, I want to show the message to the user saying that the company does not exist in Gotham City. All right, so if we filter everything from our list, that will mean that we added the class of hidden on each and every company. So therefore I need to check to define a new constant that will check that will grab all of the companies with the class of hidden. Okay, I'm still doing this inside my event listener because I want to check this on every keystroke. So I will define a constant. How should we call this constant? Let's say invisible companies, and that will be let's say document query selector all. What do I want to grab? I want to grab, let's check, my allies have a class of company. So I want to grab all of the elements with the class of company, but that at the same time has a class of hidden. Okay. So this constant will give me how many invisible companies are there. Now I only need to compare if the length of these invisible companies, so if that length is equals to the length of our original companies. Do I have them here grabbed? No, but I have company list, which is our UL. So I will say company list dot children, which is the array of allies, all of the children of our list. And also I want to get the length of that array. So if this the length of the array of invisible companies is the same as the original array, that will mean that we don't have any companies we are looking for. Therefore, I want to put, let me check. I want to put the class of shown on my P, which has a class of empty list. Let me check. Yeah, we have empty P constant here. We already grabbed that paragraph. So I will say empty P class list dot add. I want to add the class of shown to my P, and if this is not the case, that will mean that we have some companies that still there is companies that don't have a hidden class. I want to remove shown class on our P, which is, if you remember, this one, this paragraph that will say the company you're looking for doesn't exist. Alrighty, let's save this again and test it out. I will start typing something, and now if I hit another key that doesn't exist, I get the message the company doesn't exist. Awesome. Okay, and that's our JS functionality finished. Amazing, right? So we are importing the business's constant. with the JS type module. And then first we are looping through each one of them to display them in our UI, and then we are adding event listeners to our search, and then we have a live search of the companies. Amazing. Okay, that was nice, but let's see how can we build this with React.js. All right, welcome to React.js project. Okay, we'll do the same project, but this time with React. Okay, here in my folder, I will type npm run dev. Of course, I'm using Vite for building my React project, and I will just open this live, and let me close this Vanilla JS. As you can see, this is a live search React. And for now, my filter functionality is not working, as you can see. Okay, let's have a look at our React project. In my assets folder, I'm still having the same file, business.js, and I'm exporting as a default our array of companies. Okay, that's completely the same file, and also index.css is completely the same as I used for our JavaScript project. Okay, what is different are components. Okay, first, my top component is my app component, in which I have a main, in which I have h1. And then I'm importing a search component, which is the component in charge for rendering our input with ID of search. And then I have a companies component, which is the component in charge for rendering all of our companies. So inside this component, I'm importing our businesses array, and then inside return, inside the unordered list, I map through all of the businesses, and for each of them, I display li. Of course, we need to have a key when using React. I hope you remember from all of our videos we did about React fundamentals. If in case you missed it, it will appear somewhere here on the screen. Okay, then we give it the same name of company as we used in our Vanilla JS, and then again we have a h2 with the name and p with the description. All right, so this is what we have up until now, and as you can see, my filter component is not doing anything. So let's enable the same functionality, but this time with React.js. All right, I hope, as I said, that you remember from our React fundamentals lessons that when we deal with something like this in React.js, we need a state. We need to manage a piece of state, and then we will update that state to make changes in the UI. We don't create elements like we did in Vanilla.js. Under the hood, React DOM package is doing that for us. I will define a piece of state, let's say companies, and set companies function, and this will be use state hook, for which my editor added an import. Of course, you need to have an import when you want to use a hook. And my initial state will be what? It will be my businesses array, which we are importing here. So I will say businesses, and here, instead of mapping through this original array, I will map through my companies array. Okay, if I save this now, we should not see any changes here in my live website, as you can see. Alrighty, now we need, what do we need? We need to filter through these these companies, and we need to connect that to event on this search input. And here, instead of the companies, we map through our filtered companies. So I will define a new constant. Let's say filtered companies. And this constant will have our state of companies, and it will filter through that array. Alrighty. Let's hit Alt-Z so everything fits on our page. All right, so I filter through the companies, and I say for each company, I want to check if a company that name, I hope you remember, I have name property on my company object, which I'm importing through the businesses array. So like we did in our Vanilla JS, I want to check if the company name to lowercase, so I want to make this, I don't want to be case sensitive. If you want your search to be case sensitive, you will do that without this. And then the same method we used in our Vanilla JS, I want to check if it includes our search term. But here comes the problem. I don't have my search term here inside my companies component. I can get that term inside this search component. I hope that you are realizing that I made this on purpose to make this a little bit more complicated. It would be easier if I only had one component. It would be much simpler. But my intention was to practice communication between components. As you can see in our app, which is our main component, search component and companies component are siblings. There is no communication between the sibling components in React. But instead of that, we need to do something else. We need to pass this search term that we will type here from our search component to our to its parent, which is app component, and then pass it down to the company's component from the app component. Okay, let's finish for now our functionality here. I will expect to get from our app component a prop, and let's call this prop search term like we did before, and then I will check here if my company.name includes that search term to lowercase, and also I will again do the trim method here again. As you can see, the JavaScript methods are the same. So the same methods and very similar, the same functional, the same check like we did in our Vanilla JS. Now I just need to make sure to filter, to pass these filtered companies here. So I map through my filtered companies, and then this will reflect in our UI. All right, and then in fact, I can get rid of the function to, because we are not updating the state here, we are just filtering through the existing array. So I don't need the function to update the state. Okay, this will enable us to filter through our companies. Now I just need to get this search term. And as I told you, this search term we will get here in our input, in our search component. So on that input, I will add event listener, let's say on change, and I need to have a function. Cannot type. I will have event object, and what I will do, I want to catch either target that value, but for that, like I told you, I want to pass that value to my app component, which is the parent of this search component. So in order to do that, I will here in my app component manage another state. I'll say search term, and the function will be set, oops, I need a comma, and the function will be set search term. This will be use a state, which of course needs to be imported, and inside my, as an initial state, I will pass empty array. So we didn't type anything, so we have empty array. Now I will define a function to update this state. Let's call it grab search term. So this function will do exactly that. It will grab our search term. Let's define a term as an argument. And what we will do, we will say set search term to this term we are getting as an argument inside this function. Now we only need to bind these to our components. So because we are passing the state from the child to the parent here, we need to pass to that child the function. This is the function we will pass to our search component. Okay, so we will say a usual convention is to type on and then something. We will type on search, and on search we will pass as an our on search will pass our grab search term function. Okay, so we are passing this function down to the search component, which will get term as an argument and update our state. Now just inside our search component, I need to accept this prop here, and then here in my listener I will execute on search function, and to that function I will pass e.target.value. All right, let's save this. I hope this is not confusing too much. I know communication between components can be confusing when you start with React. Okay, so now we just need to pass our search term, this state, to our companies component. So to our companies, I will pass, I will say search term equals to search term. So I use the same name for our prop as it's the name of our state. I will save this. I don't have more work here. I just need, the last thing is to pass. In fact, I already did that. So let me check if I use the same name. Yeah, search term, I use the same name. All right, so inside our companies, we are accepting search term, and then we use that to inside this includes method to check if the filtered companies include that search term. Woo, that was a lot of talking on my side. But let me check everything is saved. Now our filtering should work if I didn't mess anything up. So let's test it. As you can see, it's already working. Okay, now as we did in our Vanilla JS, I just need to display here the message when we don't have the company we are looking for here. And also I hope that you remember from our React fundamental series How do we do that? We do that with conditional rendering. So we will render either our list of companies, or if we don't have any, we will render this paragraph saying that we don't have any companies we are looking for. All right, so inside our companies, here inside my return, where I return a JSX code, I will put the curly braces because I need to have JavaScript. And what do I need to check? I need to check if filtered companies, which we use here to render our companies, I need to check if their length is greater than 0, which will mean, as you can see here in our filter method, if we don't have any companies, this array will never exist. Length will be 0. That means that we don't have companies. So if its length is greater than 0, I'm using ternary operator, meaning that we have the companies. I will display this list. I just move this list here. Okay, and then colon, I will say if we don't have, if the length of our filter companies is 0, I will paste my paragraph from our HTML in our Vanilla JS project. As you can see, it has a class name of empty list. Let's save this and test it out. I will type something, and now when I hit something that doesn't exist, I don't have my P. Why is that? Why do I don't have my P? Let me check our console. We did. Wow. Let's refresh this. This is from, yeah. Okay, let's now. Okay, we don't have errors in the console. Let me check what do we have inside our body. Sorry. Oh, here's my P. Why is it not showing? Oh yeah, it has. Yeah, I copied. I used the same CSS file, but as you can see, my P here has display of none. So if I want to be shown, I need to change this. Sorry. Let me find quickly my index.css. Here it is. Sorry. Empty list. I don't need display none because we are rendering it here inside our JSX. So it's the different way we are making this visible. And of course, I can get rid of this. We don't add the class of shown. This was the way we did it in JavaScript, Vanilla JS. Also, I can get rid of this because also on our company, we don't add. Okay, now you see my paragraph is here. Let's put some margin on top and bottom here. Let's say 2M or maybe 3 to push it a little bit down, and that would be it. Sorry for this. As you see, you cannot just blindly copy everything from your Vanilla JS because it's a different way we are rendering this. So let's refresh this and test it finally. Okay, now I have a paragraph saying that my company doesn't exist. My filtering is working, and that is awesome. Alrighty, that was it for today's video. We've seen how this works in both Vanilla and React.js. You could see the differences, and I made it a little bit complicated with React, so we can practice the communication with components. Alrighty, I hope this was useful to you somewhat, and as always, if it was, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also, I'm now on X. Follow me on X at warehousedevjs. I wish you a great day and lots of love to you, and bye bye.